Gather around and turn your ears in. I'll tell you the tale of the brothers Grimm. Lost in the world of poverty and greed, an imp showed up in their hour of need. He gave them the gift of music and story, promised a world of wonder and glory. He cautioned us both when the deal was made. In 10 years' time, a price will be paid. We signed our life away on a whim, and that starts the tale of the brothers Grimm. A princess in a tower, locked in her lair. A prince came to save her and climbed up her hair. We made that.
A maiden with a stepmom that won't let her leave. She went to the ball and her slipper retrieved.
We made that.
You know our stories, you've heard them before. If unfamiliar, we'll tell you the lore.
Frog who was lonely asks for a kiss. After the smooch he turns into a prince. We made that.
Two kids found a house made of all kinds of sugar. A witch tried to eat them and instead they cooked her.
We made that.
You know our stories, you've heard them before. If unfamiliar, we'll tell you the lore.
Snow White Sleeping Beauty, Little Red Riding Hood, Puss in Boots and Tom Thumb. We made that.
Hey boys, that was a good performance.
It's you. You're the one who gave us the guitar.
Yeah, I see you've made good use of it too.
Yes, and the magic that you used to make us great musicians and storytellers, it worked.
Well, good. I'm glad to hear it because I'm here to collect.
Collect?
Yeah, don't you remember? 10 years ago when I showed up and I gave you your talent and your guitar, I said I'd be back in 10 years to collect my reward.
What is that?
I'm gonna take one of you two. Which one wants to come with me? I like the guy who plays guitar. You wanna come with me?
You can't separate us. No.
Oh, you talk too much. I'll take you. He doesn't talk at all. Come on, let's go.
No.
Let's go.
There must be something else that we can do.
Well, okay, I'm a generous guy. So maybe I'll do this. If you can guess my name in 24 hours, you guys are free to go.
How will we know it's your name?
You'll know it. You'll know it when you hear it. Peace.
Jacob, what are we gonna do? I don't know. Well, we've been using his gifts for the last 10 years. We must owe him something. I can't disagree. The only thing we can do is we have to guess his name.
fellow seems strange. We must guess his name. Is it John, Malcolm, Tanner, or Shane?
What's the name? What's the name?
Our lives we must save.
What's his name? What's his name?
Only 12 hours remain. He might be a Dan, or maybe a Ben, or maybe it's Harry, or Donald, or Sven.
What's the name? What's the name?
Our lives we must save.
What's his name? What's his name?
Only 10 hours remain. How to find the name? How to find the name? I can't lose my brother. His name must be somewhere. Could it be Larry, Vernon, or Gunter?
What's the name? What's the name?
Our lives we must save.
What's his name? What's his name?
Only 6 hours remain. Henry or Connor, Joshua, Garrett, Chris, Gabe, Will, Tom, or Jared.
What's the name? What's the name?
Our lives we must save.
What's his name? What's his name?
Only 3 hours remain.
What's the name?
To find a name.
What's the name?
What's the name? What's the name?
What's the name?
To find a name.
What's the name?
What's the name? What's the name? To find his name.
What's the name?
What's the name? What's the name? To find his name.
What's the name? What's the name? What's the name? What's the name? What's the name?
What's the name?
What's the name?
What's the name?
What's the name?
Our lives we must save.
What's the name?
What's his name?
What's the name?
What's his name?
What's the name?
Our lives we must save.
What's the name?
What's his name?
What's the name?
What's his name?
What's the name?
Less than an hour remains.
This is impossible. We're never gonna figure this out.
No, we can't find his name. All we can do is just play music and write stories. If only we knew how to do something useful.
Maybe that's just it.
You're right. We have one last story to tell.
Once upon a time there was a miller's daughter who father bragged she spun gold from straw. The greedy king enslaved her to do such, but the daughter didn't know the skill at all. She cried all night in a room full of straw. The king expected her to make gold overnight. Her cries were heard by a strange man who offered her help with this plight.
Give you my service, I'll spin you the gold. But I'm not a sap, a price must be told. The king will be pleased and your life will be saved. But the price I charge is your firstborn babe.
The man spun the gold, then he vanished like that. His gold was shiny and bright. The king woke up and was pleased with the girl, so much so he made her his bride. Years passed, the girl bore him a son. Never happier the girl could be, until the strange man returned with a flash, here to claim the child of she.
I gave you my service, I spun you the gold. But I'm not a sap, a price must be told. The king took your hand and your life had been saved. But the price I asked is your firstborn babe.
I can't give you my son, there must be another way.
I'll spare you this debt if you can guess my name.
The mother together as for every name in the land, but none that were guessed belonged to the man, until a messenger passed a house under the moon. There the man danced and sang this tune.
Today I bake, tomorrow I brew. The day after that the Queen's child comes in. To know I am glad that nobody knew that the name I am called
Wait a
is.
second! Time's up, Brothers Grimm. One of you's coming with me.
Wait, before you separate us forever, can we sing one last song?
Very well.
Gather around and turn your ears in. I'll tell you the tale of the Brothers Grimm. No longer lost in the world of greed, we came together in this hour of need. You gave us the gift of music and glory. We found our own world, a brotherly story. You cautioned us both when the deal was made. It's been 10 years and the price will be paid. A life was signed away on a whim, and that ends the tale of Rumpelstiltskin.
Inconceivable!
We made that. We made that. We made that. We made that. We made that.
Hello, Hans.
Benhelm? Jacob?
It's Wilhelm.
Whatever.
How's your fish?
She died.